What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode. So recently, ESPN came out with their tiers of their quarterbacks, their college quarterbacks, right? So they had a couple of different tiers, and they had LSU's Garrett Nussmeier in tier 9, right? And I found that pretty disrespectful because they had some guys who I think that Garrett Nussmeier is clearly better than ahead of him. And one of the reasons why they had him in tier 9 is because they were saying that he had big shoes to fill, being that he had to replace um, a Heisman winning quarterback in Jaden Daniels, right? And I understand that. I understand that. But tier 9, there was like 10 tiers, and he was tier 9. I think Garrett Nussmeier deserves a little bit more credit than that. But hey, polls are polls. It is what it is. It's not fact. Right now, we're in the off season. And so everyone's going to be very, very much so opinion based, right? And so they put him in tier 9. But I'm going to give you my opinion on why I think Garrett Nussmeier is going to be um, a top 10 quarterback when the season is all said and done. Now, I've came up with why I think he's going to be uh, you know, a big time quarterback in this 2024 season. And so these are my reasons, right? And I don't have them in any particular order. I just wrote them down. And so let's go ahead and start. So, first things first, right? His arm talent. Nussmeier is known for having a powerful arm, right? He can make every throw on the field. He loves to throw the deep ball. He can, he will. I'm pretty sure he's definitely working on it, right? He can improve his accuracy down the field, right? Has some issues with turnovers in the limited snaps that he's had, right? But I have no doubt that he's working with Sloan and those guys, right, with that coaching staff to get that accuracy a lot better, right? Uh, and his arm, right? His arm really opens up the offense and allows him to generate those big plays and those big play opportunities and stretch the defense and keep them on their heels, right? Because if you're, you know, if you second guessing Nussmeier, the next thing you know, the ball's gone over your head, and you got um, Lacey or Chris Hilton Jr. or CJ Daniels, dancing in the end zone, right? Because you decided to sleep on the throwing power of Garrett Nussmeier. And if you don't think Brian Kelly and them are gonna or if you don't think Brian Kelly and them are gonna be looking to dial it up, you're wrong. Jaden Daniels made some of his biggest plays down the field, throwing it to Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr. So I have no doubts that um, you know, this coaching staff, this offensive coaching staff is going to be looking to do the same thing with Garrett Nussmeier, who may have a stronger arm than Jaden Daniels, right? So another thing that I think Garrett Nussmeier is going to improve upon, that's what's going to help him have a breakout season, is his decision making. Now, again, what I talked about, right, his accuracy and his turnovers, right? Um, as he gained more experience, right, which he is because he is now taking all of the first team snaps in the offseason, right? He has the offensive coordinator in his ear. He's building that relationship with the offensive coordinator, with the wide receivers, with the O line, right? And so all of that's going to help with his decision making, right? And he's gaining more maturity, more experience. Um, and I think we're going to see his decision making on the field, and that's going to lead to fewer turnovers and more efficient offensive drives, right? So I think, I definitely think, and I know that if I can see it, if we can all see it as a fan, you definitely know that Brian Kelly and that offensive staff is trying to limit Nussmeier's turnovers and improve his decision making. And if you go back, um, a few months ago, Nussmeier did an interview at the beginning of spring practice, and he was saying that, uh, you know, that's what he's working on. He's working on his decision making and not, getting too jittery in the pocket. Right? He's just allowing the plays to develop, trusting his offensive line, and not always looking for the deep shot down the field or across the middle, just taking what the defense give him. Right? So yeah, interview was done a few months ago. Go back and look it up on YouTube, and you can kind of see that he's already thinking, hey, I need to slow it down. I don't need to rush, and I need to be better at my decision making. Next is his athleticism, right? He possesses good mobility for a quarterback. He's not Jaden Daniels, but he can scramble, right? Um, which is going to allow him to extend plays with his legs. It's going to allow him to clam the pocket to escape pressure, and also possibly make big plays on the run, right? Get a first down, which Jaden Daniels did so well last year, plus some, right? Jaden Daniels was the running game for LSU, and I'm not saying that Nussmeier is going to be Jaden Daniels in terms of productivity with his legs, but I'm telling you, Nussmeier got some jets on him, right? He ain't got Jaden Daniels jets, but Nussmeier, he can get out of that pocket and get your first down, if you need it, right? And so, those dual threat abilities that he possesses is going to make him very dynamic and somewhat of an unpredictable player, right? And so that's a good thing. I think every college quarterback now needs to have some type of level of dual threat, right? Because let's face it, the defensive side of the ball, them boys getting bigger, stronger, and faster. You need a quarterback who's not going to be a statue, who's going to be able to escape pressure and pick up first downs and pick up much needed yards, right? And then next is coaching and development. Look, LSU has one of the, if not the best, coaching staffs in the country on the offensive side of the ball and on the defensive side of the ball, right? And so Nussmeier has access to excellent mentors, right, and development opportunities. The offensive scheme and the play calling is definitely going to be tailored to his strengths to maximize his potential, right? And so, uh, you know, Joe Sloan is the offensive coordinator now. It's said that him and Nussmeier have a great um, relationship. Recently, in a anonymous poll, right? It was anonymous by a SEC coach. They didn't say whether he was a head coach or offensive coordinator. He was an SEC coach. He said that pretty much Joe Sloan is a superstar, and LSU's coaching staff is a bunch of killers on the field and in recruiting. So that's high praise from a SEC coach who you're going to have to face, right? So, hey, coaching and development, Nussmeier has it. They're definitely going to get the most out of Nussmeier. Look what they did to Jaden Daniels, right? Go back and look at that video of when Jaden Daniels decided to transfer from, excuse me, when Jaden Daniels decided to transfer from Arizona. The players in the locker room were saying that, get him out of here. He's trash. Look at all of that stuff. My man's came to LSU and won a Heisman and was the second pick overall in the NFL draft, right? So I love to see what some of those guys at. Probably not. No, I know for a fact not getting drafted number 2 overall. So who got the last laugh? I think Jaden Daniels did, right? So, and that all happened because of the coaching and the development under Brian Kelly and that offensive staff, right? And another thing, right? Next is the talent he's surrounded by, right? LSU typically, well, not typically, always recruits at a very high level. They recruit very high talent caliber guys, right? So Nussmeier has a strong supporting cast, right? On that offense, right? He got some skilled wide receivers. He got the best offensive line in the SEC, probably in the country, and he has a reliable running game. And all of that is going to contribute to his success, right? Got to have a strong supporting cast, right? And then Nussmeier's competitive drive, right? He's competitive. You can hear it when he talk. You can see it in his eyes, right? The way how he prepare. He's competitive. He has a good work ethic. His dad is a coach, and he has, this is his year, right? He has his full support of Brian Kelly, the wide receivers, the offensive staff, the defensive staff. This is his team. He has the drivers. He has the keys to the program, right? And the program is only going to go as far as Nussmeier takes it, right? And so, everyone's supporting him, right? And Nussmeier doesn't. Nussmeier's he's an energetic self-starter, right? And he knows that he has big shoes to fill, and he wants to carve out his own name, right? He's been living in the shadows for a little while. He's been living in the shadows behind Jaden Daniels and a few other guys, right? And so it's his time to shine, and he wants to show everybody that, hey, y'all told me I was in tier 9 at the beginning of the season, but I'm about to show y'all at the end of the season I'm being tier 1, right? And so you just can tell Nussmeier has a competitive drive. He's a coach's son, so he has to be competitive. So, if Nussmeier can capitalize on all of these factors that I named, which I know he will, right? Um, he's definitely going to be a top 10 quarterback at the end of the season, right? And so him being in tier 9 right now at the beginning of the season, is it disrespectful? Yeah, I think so. Like I said, I think he could be a little higher, maybe in tier 6. But hey, it is what it is. But you know what? Maybe, well, pressure creates diamonds, right? So, maybe Nussmeier is just right where he needs to be. A lot of analysts, a lot of talking heads aren't expecting much of Nussmeier. And what better way to shut him up is by sneaking up on him, being underestimated, and showing up and just completely annihilating them on the field. So hey, man, can't wait for the season to start. I'm on the Nuss bus. If you're not on the Nuss bus, you need to get on the Nuss bus, right? Because I'm telling y'all, LSU coming, LSU coming, we coming. We gonna get that playoff spot. Hopefully, we can get a game at home, a playoff spot, playing a playoff game at home in Death Valley and Tiger Stadium. But hey, as long as we get in the playoffs and we get a opportunity to compete for the big game and win the big game, hey, I'm fine with that. But that's it for me. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below, whether or not Nussmeier was disrespected and being overlooked, being in tier number 9 on ESPN's poll, or let me know if that's that's a spot for him, right? Let me know. Let me know. As always, appreciate everyone who supports the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification so you can stay up to date on all the latest drops. And of course, leave a like, leave a comment. Until next time, I'm out, and go Tigers.